a look at the gameplay. Any questions about how to practice, the strategy, the characters that you're playing, etc.?
Yeah, well, sometimes, like, when I'm playing Tracer, and so in Masters, you get marked a lot, right?
Yes.
But how do I play to my advantage when I can't really, like, my range advantage when I don't have that, the options in my environment, like no cover and stuff like that?
So you're saying that how do I get close to targets when the map doesn't allow you to?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the good news is that there's never a situation where that's the case. And if it is, your map inexperience is kicking in. There's always a solution with Tracer. You're just not experienced enough to find out where that is. Sometimes that's a deeper flank. Sometimes it's a shorter off angle and shooting tank from the side. But if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're too far, the problem is your map awareness and where that angle is. There is a solution. You just need to find out where that is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So there may be some very rare situations that there just isn't a good position for Tracer, but there's always going to be at least a decent angle that you can find, and you just have to be able to find that. So in the moment, if you find yourself, oh, I'm outranged, something's wrong, take a second in those situations to try to solve the situation, because there will be an angle if you can find it. And in that moment, it might be a good time to just kind of pause for a second and try to solve that problem. Okay. I know that's not very helpful without knowing exactly what we're looking for, but that's what I would give you advice on now. Is there anything else, question-wise, strategy-wise?
No, that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, so we chose this code here. Why this code in particular?
Well, honestly, I don't think this is the best code. All my good codes got wiped, but I update, and they didn't really have enough time to play, so I just chose this one.
The best of the best. Okay. Why was this the best one that you had? What makes this one at least tolerably worth looking at?
Well, I feel like I tried a little bit to like navigate the map to get better angles, and I was marked a lot, and the game was pretty close.
Okay, sounds good. Let's take a look here. If any questions...
This time, though, my mouse was a bit broken, though.
Oh, your mouse was? Okay, makes sense. If any questions come up during the review, just let me know, okay?
Alright.
Taking an angle. Looks like Far Mercy. Yeah, so it's odd to look at Pharmacy as Tracer and think that's really my responsibility. And I don't think it's necessarily something that you need to be worrying about in terms of pursuing or going out of your way for. But one of the fundamentals of Tracer, some of these things you're probably familiar with because you've heard me talk about them before. But one of the fundamentals, one of the most important fundamentals is wherever you are fighting, whoever is on that angle is your responsibility. So when you look at this here, you're like, Farah's here. It's not really something that I can deal with, correct? But that's where you're wrong. Because if she stays in the sky forever, then okay, fine. Then maybe you end up looking for a different angle, different target, right? But if she stays in the fight or in the sky forever, that's also really bad for her too. Like you look at this here, it's like she's not really in a position to do anything. She needs to move forward, in which case she becomes something that you can duel. If you really don't want to fight Farah, if you look at this and you're like, I don't want to fight Farah, let me find a different off angle, then you need to be really, really careful about turning your back on her. And you kind of see why right here, right? Because the second that you turn back on her, you're ignoring a threat that was just directly on top of you. So whenever you're fighting somebody on an off angle, you never, ever, ever, ever look away from them unless you're sure that you're safe. You either take the duel or give them respect and avoid them entirely. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because getting your recall forced here just because you just walked right past a Farah is pretty annoying. I mean, you definitely needed to recall, but it sucks. And then now you've lost your recall, but you also are late to your angle, right? Like that's the big problem here. Is that this angle is fine. I like what we're doing here now, but we ended up getting to an angle very late because we got a recall force. So angle's fine. Just keep shooting what's on your screen. Nobody's looking at you, so you don't even need to use your blinks. Recall's good. Yes. Okay. Beyond that, it was okay. You found a good angle and did good stuff from that angle, so no questions. You're a little deep here. This rotation's a little awkward from you. So one thing you can do from here, and this is maybe just a little bit of map experience here, right? So To disengage this route, what's the best route to disengage this from?
Honestly, when I was looking at this here,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go forward. Like, if you go back, I didn't want to go to the direction Genji was at, because I felt like he was gonna get some support.
Well, you're completely by yourself, right? Like you're fighting completely. You've way overextended, right? You did it to quickly get the Freya, which is fine, but now you need to be backing off to hold an angle where your team is flying. So you need to back off, yes. But where? How do you do that? Where do you go?
So I think maybe double blinking to the where my Kiriko is would be better.
Okay, I can give you one better than that, and this is where your map, like I said, map knowledge is bad.
Oh yeah, I never saw that.
You know what I'm saying? So you just walk here, and then you can just easily disengage out here. Yeah, and then worst case scenario, you can even duck in through here, right? So yeah, just food for thought. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier on. You're like, what do I do when I can't close the distance? This is kind of one of those questions again, right? Where you're right. Like if you didn't know about this, then yeah, maybe you should double blink to Kiriko, but it's right there. There's a solution. You just got to find it, right? Because this feels horrible, right? Okay. Good. This rotation's good. So, this is interesting here. I actually don't even think you need to go for the Baptiste here, because I don't like this effective range. You were talking about that earlier, right? This feels a little far, especially with the recent nerf to her spread. In addition to that, it's not really a great angle because it's really easy for him to kind of turn his crosshair. It's not very deep, right? So, from this angle here, who should you be shooting instead?
Just a tank.
Yep, just shoot the tank. Shoot the Roadhog. It's not great, but it's better than nothing, and it's also a much deeper angle. Shoot the tank. Totally fine. You see what I'm saying? And now, who should you be shooting, obviously?
The McCree, of course.
Right, exactly. Whoever's on top of my face. Right, exactly. So the movement's a little awkward here, so I want you to coach yourself here. You're pressuring from the angle. Cassidy comes at you, what do you do?
I think I should blink to the dory on the right. I think that's what I tried to do, but I messed up.
Right, and blink straight backwards, directional stuff, right? So it was the wrong, it's not that you blinked into the wall, it's the fact that you did the wrong blink. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that means you need to practice a little bit more. I mean, obviously everyone can always practice a little bit more about like your blink use in duels, being very deliberate and specific about which direction that you're blinking. Okay, so. But the angle's good. Okay, good job. But yeah, the starting angle is good. I mean, that's obviously a mistake there, but the starting angle is really good. Let's keep going.
I don't think I really do anything here. I think the fight is just lost.
Yeah, agreed. Starting angle is fine. So this is where you have to start thinking about your rotations more. Because you're coming from this side, but this feels so incredibly uncomfortable. So I want you to take a second, just take a minute or so, and tell me, where is your rotation from here? Because this obviously sucks, right? This is not your effective range. Okay, what do you do? Where do you go?
I think I can take maybe a deeper flank and get set up for the pulse bomb.
Right. Where would you go?
Either to the dory on my very left, like right
here. Okay.
Yeah. Or
probably take you too long.
Door in front of it.
Yeah.
The door in front of this.
I like this one better. So you're gonna blink once, blink twice, approach from here. You're gonna be a little bit late, but you're gonna have all the space to be able to work around. Do you see what I'm saying? So your problem here is that you're like, all right, I'm gonna grab a health pack, right? And then we're right. The problem is that we haven't really solved the situation. We're right back in the same problem. Now, thankfully, because of the sound barrier from your team, the enemy team is going to back into you, but it's very fortunate. It's very lucky, right? So without that luck, where would you have gone? You get what I'm saying? I think you probably still would have played in this open space here and still struggled. Does that make sense? So here, this angle works, but it's very lucky that it did. Ooh, you need to get out. And the problem was that during the enemy team's positioning and movement, okay, that's a little bit interesting. During the enemy team's movement, you were unable to solve your next rotation. So what's happening here is we keep seeing issues with what I would describe as where's your next position? Where's your next angle? Where's your next rotation? How do you close the distance? How do you get out? How do you get in? That stuff is, you're starting on an angle, but then when the enemy team does something unexpected or different, you're struggling to know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that, and then we'll talk about what you need to do there. Good? So, this is another one of those moments, right? Do you like this angle here right now?
Honestly, I think I do, because
Okay.
I feel like there's no better way to rotate and keep my pressure.
Agreed. Right. You're on your effective range. There's no need to rotate, so you're good to go. Just shoot whatever's on your screen. I wouldn't be as hesitant if I were you of this Lucio pressure. When you get pressured by this Lucio here, you should be thinking, I'm going to win this duel. You know what I'm saying? Don't run from this. Don't run from 1v1s unless you're down in resources. You see what I'm saying? Take it. You're good. Win it. He should be more scared of you than you should be scared of him. Maybe you were thinking about your health a little bit, but you have triple blink and recall. You get what I'm saying? Take the fight. You're okay. So when this goes a little bit awkwardly, it's only going to be through like, oh, your aim or your movement or whatever is a little bit awkward. But if your aim and your movement's awkward, you need more practice. And this is how you get practice, right? The only time you should run away from duels and when it's a 2v1 or a 3v1, or if you're down a bunch of resources. You need to take that 1v1. Good? These rotations are okay. I wouldn't mind holding the high ground here, but this is okay. Misjudge your blinks. It's okay. Now, positioning here. What do you think?
So just my thought process was just to wait for the McCree and try to like mark him.
Yep. Are you? Do you have will you or do you have control of a short range off angle? Are you confident in this position here?
No.
Okay.
I think I was trying to go to one of those like arches and stay there.
Yep.
And do him there.
Yep. Yep.
I think maybe I could have gotten a pulse bomb out on the front line of their team.
Yep.
Maybe
yep.
on Moira or Lucio if they're not
yep.
looking.
Yep. 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 Okay. So from an angle positioning perspective, this is good, right? You've got space. You're up close. They're not looking at you. The pulse is a little rushed. You got surprised by the cast, and then you misplayed it. So what's the mistake here? The angle was good. You missed the pulse, which is, unfortunate. What's the mistake?
I think I should have just waited a little bit for my recall. Maybe use that time to fight the McCree, and then I can go for a more aggressive play.
Sure. Should you not go for aggressive plays when you don't have a recall?
Well, here, maybe I feel like it's a somewhat good decision. Maybe, I'm not sure, honestly. Because I have full health, a pulse bomb, and I have all my blinks.
We talk about like the Lucio thing, right? Like when you have resources, should you fight or should you not? This situation, you definitely do not have resources. You have 2 blinks, and you're down your recall. But you have full health and you have a pulse bomb. So this is the thing, all right? This is the way I want you to think about it. You went for a risky play because you were down a blink and you were down your recall, correct?
Yeah.
You thought it was worth it because you had pulse bomb. You were probably right if you hit the pulse bomb, but then what should you do from this position right here?
Blink towards my team. Like
blink towards your team, or something better than that. What are you looking for generally here? You're under pressure. Where do you go?
Like on this map.
Anywhere, just right. General principle. Anywhere.
Okay. Just more cover.
Cover, right? Anywhere that's covered. Anywhere that's covered. Anywhere that's covered. Please, desperately, right? You went for a very high risk play. It didn't work out. Was it a bad decision? No, it was fine. But you need to find cover. So find cover. So your first response here, do you see how it's to shoot?
Yeah.
That's the mistake. Because if the Cassie doesn't kill you here, the Freya will. So then we're disengaging, we mess up our blink to the wall, and we don't quite get out, right? To be honest, there's a lot of problems with your disengaged blinks. Like this blink right here, you end up walking around the door and then getting lost, right? So there's a lot, but like, I don't hate the pulse bomb. I hate how you acted after the pulse bomb. You clunked it up mechanically and you were not quick enough to disengage despite having no resources. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're not looking at if you hit the pulse bomb, it's good. If you don't hit the pulse bomb, it's bad. No, it was fine. But once you fail the pulse bomb, or even if you hit the pulse bomb, you need to give some respect. You need to immediately disengage towards cover. You need to start making strategical decisions depending on the resources that you have. Does that make sense? And when those resources are used, you need to get out. You need to find cover. And then in general, I think your movement with your blinks looks like it definitely needs a little bit more work. Like tracer movement with blinks is extremely difficult, so you're doing fine considering you haven't been playing for a very long time. But this is definitely something you're going to need to keep putting work into. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I like this angle. A little early, but it's all right. Yes. Good angle, good shots, good stuff. Uh-huh. Good job. A little shaky mechanically, but all things considered, not too shabby. Good use of cover, and your rotations are very good. Well done. Good job. Okay, good patience. Waiting for your team. Applying some soft pressure here. Yep, good job. This was a nice fight from you. Not perfectly mechanically done, but your rotations, your patience, it was all very good. Yes, good job. Poor. A little bit of disrespect, right? Look at how much you respect the Cassidy here. What do you need to do from here?
Just blink to cover.
Yeah, blink to cover. Either you take the duel with this guy, you use your blinks and you get in his face and you fight and you juke, or you just hide and you don't. There's no in between with Tracer. Either you're fighting somebody or you're hiding from them. If you're not hiding from them and you're not fighting them, you die. Because that's also what we talked about with the Pharah early, right? I said you don't have to fight the Pharah, but you cannot turn your back on her. Same thing here. You don't have to fight the Cassidy, but you don't stand in front of him and shoot him. You either blink around him or you avoid him entirely. So you could either blink to here or you could avoid him and blink to here and shoot tank or shoot Moira or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just be a little, because you're always like, oh, I'll be okay. Like, I'll focus on my strafing. No. Okay. Even stuff like that, right? If you think about it, how much damage are you going to do from this range here?
Like nothing.
You know, so it's just like you got to tell your brain to not do this, right? What should you be doing now instead? You did a good job coming from this off angle, but what should you be doing now instead?
Just blink to the green door.
Yep. It's always rotate. When you got downtime, find a new position. Rotate to here. Build up your blinks from here. Do you want to attack from here? Do you want to wrap around behind this way? Do you want to, I don't know, like blink here and wait for the Roadhog? Roadhog starts to back up. Then you wait for your blinks and you shoot the Roadhog. I mean, I don't know. But whatever you do so in your effective range. It's fine. I wouldn't mind you pulse bombing that. Yeah. It's fine. Good job. Good job with holding that angle, though. Like, all the criticisms aside out of you playing your effective range and you respecting hit scans, you're doing a very nice job of, like, playing that side. That's very good.
Yeah, I think one of my first the first videos I've watched, this is yours. Like, you were coaching someone, and you were telling him to keep holding angles even if he loses resources. Just
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you see the value, right? Like that Freya Cassidy cannot relax, and so they're basically just not positioned well for the rest of the fight. This doesn't go anywhere, but that's okay. See, you know what's funny is I like you doing that, you know? Because you're learning, you're exploring. You're like, you know what? I feel like I wonder if this comes out here. You know what? Fine. You got to do it at some point. You got to experiment, right? This is what we need more from you. Good? Yes. I want more of this from you. This is really good. Because you're like, I don't like any of this crap. This is cruddy. I want to go something deeper. Well, you found it. Now, you don't always have to flank with Tracer. Like, if we go back to your initial starting angle here, this angle would have been fine. You see it? Wait for it. There it is. You see it? Totally fine. Totally fine to do that. But if you want to something deeper and you want to explore, that's also fine too. The only problem being is that you see how late you are. That's the only problem, is while you're exploring, you're going to be late. That's okay, though. We're learning. Scary. Oh, no. Guess how much HP he was. Take a guess.
1 HP.
I'm going to guess 3. I'm going to guess 3. I'm going to guess 3.
Yeah, 7 maybe.
Oh, I think he hit 5. He hit 5. Wait. He might have gotten lower than that. Hang on a second here. I'm pretty sure I saw 5. Yeah, 5. I think he might. I think he drops back again here even. 8. Yeah, 5. Unlucky. Okay, go ahead. What you're saying?
I thought their Lucio used the beat, not ours. That's why. I was so
I see. Yeah, it's fine. The angle itself was good, just a little bit slow. It was a little bit slow because I think you were rotating. But, yeah. Okay. Let's see how you behave here. A little bit more respect. Good. Yeah, a little bit more respect. Good stuff. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Oh, just one freaking pixel. Oh no. Ugh. And this is kind of what I'm talking about right here. Like, I don't know if you've seen him use Hinder here, but what should you do? What should you do right now? How should you take this duel? Think carefully.
Well, if he has used Hinder, I can just go behind him or play a lot more aggressively, even without my recall.
Yeah.
But since I don't know,
yeah,
I want to play like corners more.
Right, so you don't even want to peek, right? You want your passive heal to kick in here, because it's about to kick in. If you get that passive heal, you get to 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, and then you can start to play with him. You get what I'm saying? The problem is that you gave him a lot of respect there, which is fine. It is an awkward point of the map, I agree. But it wasn't, you're not committing to the duel, nor are you committing to like just playing cover. Like, look at the start here. You are fully committed to using cover, not giving him any shots at all. You see that? No shots. This is a little bit messy here, right? But at least it was closer to your effective range. That's sloppy there. You see the difference, right? So this keeps happening, right? You start strong, and then you get a little bit lazy at this range. Are you noticing this?
Yeah.
And so
because
no, go ahead, finish.
I think it's because like I learned from your videos, a lot of people wouldn't have a very good setup, and I think I just focused on that for a very long time.
Yes. You've done a phenomenal job with that. Like, you've held this angle really well. But now that you're here, once you're here, when you get 2 or 3 blinks in a recall, your call. You can keep, if you have 2 or 3 blinks in a recall, you can play covers and corner and distract and harass for like 6 years, or you can go in and take the 1v1. Your choice. But here, the problem is that you're not quite committing to the duel, nor are you committing to keeping yourself alive. You're taking damage. This is not safe. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This isn't safe. Now, this is safe. And ironically, this is safe, or this is safe, but not this. Your choice. So you're setting up on a good angle, but sometimes how you behave on the angle, it makes me feel like you're playing a Cassidy mirror. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're focusing mostly on, like, I'm just going to shoot him in the head from the side off angle, right? But once you get to that angle, that's only half the battle with Tracer. The other half is, what do you do once you're there? And that's kind of where you're screwing up. And you can even see it with your blinks, because a lot of times your blink use seems to be your weakest mechanic. Like, how you're using your blinks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because, like, you're helping your team so much by being here. You're pulling so many resources. You're winning a lot off of your positioning, right? But then, like, even here, right? Like, so You're missing your blink, you're missing your recall. Okay. Blink back. That's just a little far. Yeah, it's just you're inconsistent with your value from that side because you're so incredibly late to the fight. And you're incredibly late to the fight because you're getting cleared, and you're getting cleared because you're getting shot, and you're getting shot because you're playing 20 meters. That's the difference, right? You're rotating and squeezing them in, and then you either need to be really patient or you need a full commit. Your choice. Like right here, no half measures. You either blink behind this Roadhog or you don't fight him at all. Because he's looking right at you. Yeah, this is fine. Uh-huh. Good job. Mm-hmm. This is fine. This is good. Do you have any questions so far?
Honestly, I don't really have any questions in my head right now.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Next...
Okay. Sure. Take your time. Take your time. We still got a couple of minutes or so we're all right. Good clip. Yeah. He's not even looking at you, so just shoot him. I like this approach from here as well. Yes. This one I think was a little bit more forgivable because it was hard to even see the Cassidy. Like you're just here and you're thinking about Moira, and then you're like, oh, I don't need to respect the cover with Moira, you know? And then all of a sudden Cassidy just bam, bam, right? So let's say that you did see the Cassidy. What would you do here? You see the Cassidy, you know he's there. What do you do?
I think maybe blink to the left.
Okay.
I don't think Moira can see. He can see me, and I can shoot Moira.
Yeah.
Then I can rotate through the stairs.
Yep. And then the other thing, the problem with this as well is that you're a little early right now. I don't think you realize that, but your team's not quite there yet, so your Ram's behind. But like going in from stairs, where would you go from here?
I have like a lot of options. I could go from the left, or contest Lucio from high ground here, or take to the right and help my Reaper.
Yep, you got it. Don't be afraid to use your blinks in these duels. But yeah, absolutely. Okay. I don't know. I'm always more of the fan of setting up your pulse bomb from a closer angle. I would have preferred if you'd blinked here, fought here, and then gone for the pulse bomb here. Do you get what I'm saying? You could just keep applying pressure from here instead, and then from here you're only one blink pulse away. Because I hate recalling all the way out of the fight. You see that?
Yeah.
Feels really bad. Because, like, if you're really going to... I mean, I don't even think stalling this is worth it. I think you guys are going to lose this. You're down your Ram. Maybe it ends up working out, but that's incredibly lucky. I don't even think he was aiming for you. Maybe he was. I don't think he was.
I think he just...
Yeah, he wasn't aiming for you. Yeah, he wasn't aiming for you. Yeah. Yeah, so what's the main problem here starts with the pulse bomb. But the pulse bomb was not the problem. What was the problem?
Playing to my range.
Playing to your range. The next step. What's the next rotation, the next angle for you? Get to here, then make your decision with your pulse bomb from here. I think fighting now is fine. Your Ram's on backline. You need to go do something. But then going all the way in and then recalling all the way back out means that you have to use time or resources or blinks to even get to that position that you should be in. And then now when you're trying to stall point, you're unsuccessful at doing so consistently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a question though.
Yes, please.
Is it fine, like in game, in ranked, to just take a lot of time to just think about where to go, what to do, even if I'm late?
Yes. We've talked about that earlier. Remember when way over here when you were very late on your rotation because you were busy exploring in here? And in fact, you probably should have just stayed here, but you decided to explore and try out what this angle would look like. That's fine. It's okay. It was good. In fact, if you think about that exact fight, you almost lost it. Well, you did lose it, but you almost won it because you almost killed the Cassidy from the really good flank that you had. So despite the fact that you were late, you almost clutched it. Being late with Tracer is not a problem if it's late for a reason. Being late with anything in Overwatch is not a problem if you're late for a reason. Because sometimes the benefit to being more cognizant of what you're doing might be worth it. And also, even if you throw the fight, okay, that sucks. That's one fight, but you're learning how to play the game better. It's worth it. It's okay. You get me? It's a good question.
Yeah.
Take your time. Like right now, if you're really like locked in, you might go, wait a second. Where do I want to go, right? And I think you make an okay choice. You kind of blink through them. Nice. Good. It's a little unfortunate. Good clip. Yeah, we clutch it up. Okay. A little messy with the clip there, but you finish it up towards the end. Okay. I want to give you some specific things to work on here. You have done a good job of setting up on a lane or an angle and trying to hold that lane or angle for longer periods of time. You said that was something that you initially studied. I can tell it looks good in this particular map. Good job. Aim-wise is okay. It's not amazing. It could definitely be done better. The whole trigger discipline concept, all that kind of stuff that we've spoken about before, that's definitely something that you can continue to work on. You should always work on that. That will never not be important to work on as tracer. The best tracers in the world still have to practice those skills. You got me?
Yeah.
Now, the things that are a little bit more specific to you are that next rotation when you're being poked. So when you take an angle and you're being contested and it's like, okay, that's a little far, what do I do? You need to find that next rotation sometimes. And this kind of goes hand in hand with you also need to be a little bit more deliberate with taking duels with your blinks if you need to get close. There's a lot of situations when you kind of are on an angle, Cassidy's poking at you, you're poking at Cassidy. If that range is anywhere to where you cannot use your blinks to dodge, you're just not going to win the duel. You get value because you're coming from an off angle and he's not, so well done. Well, that was really good. But also at the same time, you're not likely to win that duel, and that's kind of a problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I want to see you commit either more to using the cover or commit to using blinks. Blinks are cover because the purpose of cover is to evade lethal damage. That's what blinks are for, is to avoid lethal damage. You're still going to get shot, but you're going to be able to allow yourself to force more resources. So I want you to practice deliberately. Go into games, practice setting up on a good angle. Then stop thinking about your positioning and instead start thinking about blinks. I'm going to dodge. Where do I blink? Or how do I blink? Or when do I blink? Or where do I blink to? Or do I blink through? Or do I blink to the side? Or do I blink to the next cover? So only practicing your blinks once you set up on your angle. Not your aim, not your rotations, just your blinks. That's something that I probably think that you should work on more than any other skill. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you should practice that. You should also, some games, different games, not the same games, practice your rotations. So next rotation, map exploration, stuff like that. Keep working on that. And then finally, like I said, the trigger discipline mechanical thing. So that's kind of like in the order of importance. Maybe 40-50% of your games are blink games. 20-30 are going to be rotation games. 10-15% are going to be more mechanics, trigger discipline, clip management, aiming your shots, and so on. Do you have any questions?
So for committing to fights,
yes.
Is that something I really need to focus on, or
it's something that when you have full resources and a good off angle, you should not hesitate from taking 1v1s with blinks.
Okay.
Yeah. You're setting up on these angles and you're playing more for just like consistent uptime on the flank, which sometimes you're doing okay, sometimes not. Sometimes you get your head blown off, but like it's why you're winning a lot of these fights because you're controlling a lot of space, but you're missing opportunities to secure picks. And you're missing opportunity to force more resources. Even if you don't secure the pick on the Cassidy, if you use your blinks, it's safer than just standing and poking at him from 15, 20 meters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing with the Lucio. The Lucio, that one time when you ran away from the Lucio, you had 3 blinks, you had a recall. That's not ego. That's just I have more resources than you have and a better angle, so I should win this 1v1. If I start to win the 1v1 and you get triple pocket, I disengage. Yeah, absolutely. But I force those resources.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think in the middle of the game, when Roadhog and Lucio were alone, I think I did that well.
Agreed.
But I don't think I focus on that anymore for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of distractions. That's how games go, right? Things come up. In terms of your VOD reviews, what I would be looking for is I would, keep looking at like your next rotations. So not just your setup, but where could I have rotated from here? Where could I have rotated from there? Yeah. But also look for those moments when you're picking duels and going like, okay, how many resources did I have here? Like, how should I approach this duel? I think the great example was the one when you pole spawn when you didn't have recall. Remember that? So when we looked at that fight really carefully, the reason I did that is not just because that fight's like not the end of the world. It's just one little fight. But that's a perfect little microcosm of how you can VOD review yourself. Because you can go like, I think going for the pole storm there is like fine. I saw an opportunity. I wanted to go for it. But then how should I behave afterwards? So really with Tracer, how many resources do they have? How much health do I have? How many blinks do I have? How much recalls? That's a lot of variables to consider, right? And so your ability as a Tracer to kind of read how I should behave, depending on how many resources I have, is really, really important. Because that time you were, I wouldn't say too aggressive, but you were too aggressive after the pole spawn, right? You acted as if you had a bunch of resources and you didn't. Whereas the Lucio example earlier in the VOD, you were too cautious, despite having all the resources that you need. So you made bad reads. It wasn't that you were too confident or underconfident. You just were bad at running the numbers in the heat of the fight, which is very hard to do. I mean, Tracer's super, super complicated, but that's something that you want to practice. So how you should behave on the angle is directly correlated with the resources that you have and the resources the enemy team has. That's something that you should be practicing.
Okay.
When I say blink practice, by the way, which is a little bit of a separate thing, I'm saying I don't want you to worry about your aiming. I want you to actively think about the mechanics and accuracy of your blinks. Should you blink through them? Should you blink to the side? No blinking into door walls or door frames. No blinking into walls. Make sure that you're gauging your distance with blinks properly if you're going to blink through them. Dodge their hinders. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to be perfect with it, but you should let your brain only focus on that because it's very difficult and very important.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about map exploration, like knowing where to go? Do I need to think about that often or just sometimes in between fights?
That would be your only thing that you'd be thinking about in a certain percentage of your game. So you're saying like your rotations, like from once you start in an angle where you should go next?
No, like like something like
oh, map exploration. Oh, I got you. I would prioritize that skill over the other ones on maps that you're less familiar on. So if you like the map is loading out, like and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not as good in this map, then you should probably just prioritize that until you get more familiar with the map.
Okay, sure.
Because you can choose what you're working on before the game even starts. You're just like, okay, this map's kind of bad, but like for example, Coliseo, you're probably a little bit better at now. Like it sounds like you feel a little bit more comfortable with Coliseo. Maybe worth practicing that once or twice more. But then after that, like you should probably just practice your blinks next time you play Coliseo. But like let's say Atlas, right? Like Atlas, that's a new map. There's a lot of angles, a lot of flanks. You should probably focus on your rotations in that map.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to learn there. Same thing as even with like some of the Flashpoint reworks and so on. So okay. Any questions?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, good luck. Don't forget to don't try to implement all of this. Also, don't try to VOD review all of this. So when you VOD review yourself, you either focus on your blinks, your movement, your rotations, and so on.